can't believe you guys are dissing Josh McDaniel, Derek Carr, Devontae Adams. We got to just root for that team because they took Adams away from Green Bay, which that we all like that because we all love Aaron Rodgers so much. So, Raiders, dog, no, Lugs, the Lord of Leisure, Lugs, go.
All right. Well, I've got Raiders at the 4th spot. Like you're saying, Derek Carr deserves $1 from somebody because last year the man carried that team on his back after the whole Gruden debacle.
Yep.
Everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong, but he did. This year with hopefully Devontae Adams, they've had 4 months now, 3 or 4 months to work together. You know, they've got to be out there working together every day.
Catch, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, just to make that happen. So the Raiders, I think they'll win some games here. Max Crosby, I just love on defense because he takes you back to the days when guys played without helmets. You know, he's got that faith.
Hey, Max, you got a helmet? Don't need one, coach. Don't need one.
So, anyway, I like the Raiders a lot. I'm saying 10-7 for the Raiders.
Ooh, this is one tight division here, gentlemen.
I just want to echo what Lug said, just off the top. What Derek Carr did last year, I know statistically he might have a better one, but that was his best year last year. Having to navigate the Gruden mess, the Henry Ruggs situation.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, his best receiving talent, Darren Waller, I believe he missed 5 games, and he wasn't healthy for the 11 that he played. You know, and again, I like Hunter Renfrow a lot. He had to treat Hunter Renfrow like he's a true number one. And, you know, how they've adjusted their team this year. Hunter Renfrow is what he should be. He's the third option, a great third option, I will say. But he was the de facto number one, which is not a good situation. I just want to give him props. And I think he can be even better this year under McDaniels. I think McDaniels, I'm not going to take away from Gruden as a coach, but I just think Josh McDaniels, I just think it makes it easier on quarterbacks than Gruden, because Gruden comes from that old West Coast where a lot of that stuff I don't think it's really fair to like how difficult that I think that is for quarterbacks to learn.
And despite all the drama, it's a good change, right? Good time for a change in Las Vegas.
Yeah. And kind of like what Lug said, first off, got to give love to Max Crosby, because not only is it 1X, it's 2X. So that's how you know how tough he is. He's
tough.
Max
Double X, right?
XX
yeah,
Crosby.
X. Oh yeah.
And you pair him up with free agent Chandler Jones. That now they have an excellent pass rush.
Now, does Jones spell his name with 2 S's on the end, or not really? No.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no. But as great as their pass rush could be, I just look at their linebackers and secondary, and I just see a lot of question marks. But that's not the weakness. The weakness of that team, I mean, outside of Colton Miller, their left tackle, their line is just unknowns, journeyman or bust. I mean, it's gonna be hard. The thing that will be their saving grace if they make the playoffs is the acquisition of Devontae Adams in the trade. I mean, he can win inside, outside, running routes, bullying corners, or with his quickness. I mean, Darren Waller, he's a tight end who has high receiver skills and speed. And Hunter Renfrow, again, I know it sounded like I was dogging him, but Hunter Renfrow, you know, played as well as he could be as being a de facto number one. And he is a guy who, I mean, let's be fair. I don't know. I didn't think he was going to have the career he's had. I mean, it's a credit to him, like just how awesome he's been. So like their strength as a receiver. That being said, because of how bad their O-line is, because of how hard the division is, I like a lot of the people on the Raiders, but I have to have them going 8-9.
8-9. Okay. Hey, you remember that 41-year-old lineman the Bears had last year? What was his name? Did the Raiders pick him up? You know what I'm talking about? I can't come up with a name. What was that guy's name?
You're talking about he was started with the Bills, and then he was with the Philly.
Yeah, we'll get our crack team of interns on that. But there you have the AFC West with the professor of pigskin T-Dog and the Lord of Leisure Lugs making their predictions for the AFC West.
Lugs, any kind of final notes on the division as a whole?
I just think it's the best, period, top to bottom.
Yeah, that'd be
talent-wise.
fun to watch, won't it?
I think those games are must-see TV. It doesn't matter any of those four teams playing each other. I mean, that's where I've got their losses coming, because I think they will tear apart other teams, even on the road. I just think they will. Kansas City with Schuster and the other receiver they just added.
Yes.
I'm telling you, they will be just fine. You know, they're not going to have the quickness and speed of Tyreek Hill, but those guys run routes, and all Mahomes needs is for people to be where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there, and he will hit them. And they're, I look forward to it. At this point, I'm a little verklempt for not having some NFL.
Verklempt, the word of the day. How did you remember that? Good job, man. Yeah. Hey,
What do you think, dog?
Yeah. Anything else on that?
I was gonna kind of I agree with Lugs. It is easily the most enjoyable division. Again, like, even though I have the Raiders going 8-9, I could see them going winning 11 games. None of these teams are bad. This is the only division I think you could say that. Even probably the second strongest one is the NFC West. I don't know what the hell the Seahawks are going to be next year. So that's the thing. That's the second probably best division. And like I said, the worst one in this one that I have, I'm not saying we obviously don't agree, but like the Raiders, I think any of these teams can make the playoffs. I can't say that about any other division.
Yeah. Barring injuries, bad coin flips, and the like, it could be very exciting this year.
Oh, yeah.
All right. It was so hot today. I almost called Lugs so I could be around something shady.
Oh.
Hey, let's do some sports of yesteryear while we think about that. Here it comes, sports of yesteryear. Wow, we can set the Wayback Machine way back. And here's Lugs to tell us more about what happened when we were just little children. Here you go, Lugs.
All right, 1901, Cy Young, yes, the Cy Young, wins his 300th game. 1927, Yankee slugger Babe Ruth, halfway through his MLB record of 60 home runs, smacks number 30 off of Joe Schott in the ninth inning in New York 7-0 win over the Cleveland then Indians, now Guardians. Yes, Guardians. 1928, this is a strange one, the first televised tennis match. I didn't realize they had TV in 1928, so I'm not sure about that. It was one camera. Okay, 1949. Baseball owners agreed to erect warning paths before each fence. Before then, it was just flatten your face, son, that kind of a thing. Okay, 1979. Speaking of flattening, disco demolition night at Comiskey Park.
Yes!
Fans go wild, destroying disco records, and caused the White Sox to have to forfeit the second game of a doubleheader to the Detroit Tigers. And then on a sadder note, 1996, Kirby Puckett, favorite of mine, center fielder for the Twins. He retires after 12 seasons because he lost vision in one of his eyes. So old Curbster, he had a great career, but sort of a down way to end it. But we still remember him on Sports of Yesteryear.
Well done, sir. Well done. So wait a minute. Disco Demolition. What year was that?
1979.
Oh, yes. There was a disc jockey named Steve Dahl, right, at Comiskey Park. And Bill Veeck was the owner. And they said, let's blow up some records in center field. Man, that was a hell of an idea, wasn't it?
I've seen video.
It's just a big smoke bomb.
Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy.
And the Kirby Puckett, no kidding. Built like a fire plug, no question. But man, that guy had heart, and he was a hell of a player. Fun to watch.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's move on to the other stuff department. This is where we tackle the real tough issues of the day. So we're going to touch off with this question. What's your favorite cool treat to eat in weather like this, where it's 90-plus degrees? T-Dog, what's your thought on the cool treat to eat?
I will say this: there's multiple ways I can go, but if I'm going with the top one, it's going to Zesto, and getting a malt.
Yep.
Preferably one of these three flavors: chocolate, banana, or peanut butter. And you I know it's not the cheapest, but buy yourself a large and just enjoy a nice car ride as you're sipping it.
Not a shake, but a malt. Got to have malt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I don't dislike shakes, but if we're talking preferences, I'm saying malt.
There it is.
Excuse me, boys. I got to go now.
As he's from he's from the mobile news unit. He's ready to go and check it out for us there. Wow.
I'm going to Zesto right after we wrap it up here. Yeah. Mine is very simple. I love ice cream sandwiches. Just your basic vanilla ice cream with 2 chunks of chocolate on the outside. It's basic. It gets a little messy before you finish it off, but that's all right.
The full size or the minis, which are kind of popular right now?
I like the full size. I'm an American. It's my God-given right to be wasteful.
and would that be like the store brand, or does it have to be like a real brand?
It doesn't matter to me.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter to me. You can give me that cheetah brand, whatever it is, Fanta, something crazy. I'll go for it.
I don't remember a cheetah brand of ice cream. Next time you're in the store, look for the cheetah brand of ice cream, available everywhere. I got to go with the old school. Going back to when I was a kid, there were kind of 2 things. That bing, bing, bing truck would come around the neighborhood, and he'd have a couple things on there. Remember those old orange push-up things in the tube?
Yeah.
Those were, and that it kind of get messy, scooping. Sticking the stick in the back. That's one. Number 2 is the bomb pop. Can you get a bomb pop anymore, or is that like politically not correct anymore?
Oh, describe it more.
It's got 3 colors: blue, white, red. It's
red.
Like shaped shaped like a spaceship rocket.
Yeah. They've got those. Yeah, that's good
I'd
stuff.
go for one of those. It's because it's a popsicle, but you get that blue flavor, whatever that is, blue raspberry.
Yeah,
maybe lemon and cherry.
I think it was red dye number 4 and blue dye number 2.
It could have been that.
What was the flavor? Oh, what was the flavor of the white then?
Was it like lemon, or was it white? Is white a flavor? White a flavor?
Yeah,
that new white flavor.
I would think it was lemonade, right? Wasn't it? But hey.
Okay.
Now, I shouldn't tell this, but my brother and I used to get like to get those Mickey Mouse looking popsicles and chew off the ears. And when one of us was chewing off the ear, the other would go, no, 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 no. Yes, we were twisted and bored.
Mickey, what are you going to do, Mickey? All right, well, that's the other stuff department. Favorite cool treat to eat. We broke that down for you. Go out and try your own. Let us know. Send us a message. Email us or whatever you want to do. Leave a comment on this podcast. All right, other news and notes today. The senior committee selections are coming out for the Football Hall of Fame. D-Dog, who's on that list?
Some of the most notables in terms of the semifinalists for the Hall of Fame in terms of players are Kenny Anderson, Mark Clayton, Roger Craig, Lester Hayes, Clay Matthews Jr., and Sterling Sharp and Otis Taylor. In terms of contributors / coach, you have Rune Arlich, Don Coryell, Mike Holmgren, Robert Kraft, Art Modell, Dan Reeves, Marty Schottenheimer, Mike Shanahan, and Amy Trask.
Lugs, what do you think? Anybody stick out in your mind there?
I'm surprised that Rune Arlich isn't already there, since they brought in Monday Night Football, which was a big expansion at the time for the NFL and made them prime time, really.
And that was about 50 years ago, right? Maybe 70, 72. And Howard Cosell, that man there, he would
Yeah.
deliver the games to you
And
in your
Don
house.
Meredith.
Yeah.
Don Meredith.
The party's over.
And my favorite that I remember of Don